Hi friends, so it's story time. Today's video I'm going to share why I'm doing intermittent fasting slash alternate day fasting and what led me there and how it's been going for me. So first, I'm assuming most of you know what intermittent fasting is and alternate day fasting if you clicked onto this video, but I'll quickly say for those of you who don't know, intermittent fasting is when you fast for an X amount of time and then you eat. Thank you. So and then you eat for an X amount of time. So you have a fasting window and an eating window. So there's 12-hour fast, 16, 8, 18, 6. So that basically means you fast for 16 hours and then you have an 8-hour eating window afterward. And you just repeat the cycle. And then alternate day fasting is exactly what it sounds like. You eat every other day. Usually the fast is about 36 to 40 hours. And then I give myself a 12-hour eating window on my eat days. And that just works for me. I don't know how others do that. And sometimes it's less than 12 hours just because I like to stop eating a little earlier on in the day. That way I notice that when I do, I have a really good night's sleep. So that's just my preference. I try to eat a little, or I try to stop eating a little bit earlier. Okay. So now moving on to why I started. I have a script here, guys, just because I'm going to forget and go on tangents. Anyway, so moving on to why I started. I'm 28 years old, and so I'm very young still. And at the beginning of the year, I was 210 pounds, which it's not a number that I'm happy with ever. Even 200 is not a happy number for me. So yeah, I just didn't want to be in that area. A little backstory is that in high school, I walked around comfortably at 145 to 150 pounds, and that was a good healthy weight for me. Sorry, I'm shaking so much on my laptop. Okay. After my son, I walked around 155, 160, and that was, again, still a fine weight for me. And I maintained that weight for a few years because I smoked cigarettes back then. I know, disgusting, but I smoked cigarettes back then, and I believe because of that, I would end up, for stress, I was smoking a cigarette instead of eating. I remember not even really eating much when I smoked cigarettes. Like, I had probably breakfast and dinner. I think I skipped lunch a lot. Sometimes I skipped breakfast and lunch, only had dinner. So anyway, I was a smoker then, and then what happened was I met Danny. Danny is my boyfriend of now almost 8 years, 7.5 years we've been together. Anyway, I met Danny, love struck hard, and I quit smoking cigarettes, and instead of grabbing a smoke, I started grabbing muffins. Literally the truth. At work, there was a snack shop that sold these Costco-sized muffins, and while I was working, instead of going for a smoke break, I went for snack breaks, and I just ate everything in sight. On top of, starting our new relationship, we ate out a lot, and I ate a lot. So, yeah, I definitely started gaining weight. Fast forward to a few years into our relationship, and I hit the heaviest I'd ever been, which was 215. And this was just a couple years ago. I hit 215, and I was so disgusted with that number, and I also was disgusted with how I felt. I was just not energetic anymore. I was cranky a lot of the times because of the weight. And I just knew I needed to do something about my diet and start implementing some exercise or start to be more active. And this was just a few years ago. So I started doing research, and I discovered veganism. Now, today I am sad to say I feel like I'm slowly trying to get back on that horse, but I am sad to say that I'm not fully vegan anymore. I do my best to follow a whole foods plant-based diet, but I am not 110% vegan. And you know what? I feel that's all we can ask of anybody who is trying to better their lives, is that they do their best. So yeah, sorry if there's any vegan people watching and they're like, "Oh, why aren't you vegan anymore?" Well, I'm trying my best. I'm doing what I can, and that's all we can ask of anybody. So anyway, so back to what led me to IF, intermittent fasting. While being vegan for about a year, like almost a good year, I was vegan, and I mean, I did the works. Now, I lost 30 pounds, and I was happy with that. Then I dropped the ball with my diet, but didn't gain any weight back, and I think that was due to the fact that even though I wasn't vegan anymore, I was still more active. I was exercising much more than I was before, so I maintained my weight at 185 pounds, and that was okay. I was okay with that. Then I started nursing school. Nursing school changed the game because, yes, I am a first-year nursing student, and I just started the program August of last year. And to make a long story short, the stress of nursing school was dealt with in food. I literally ate everything in sight, and I ate all the time. There were many times, like before dinner, I knew dinner was about to happen in about an hour, and I'd still just snack on all kinds of things due to the stress of nursing school. It's a lot, guys. For any people who are nurses or any other nursing students, you get me. So anyway, within 3 to 4 months of nursing school, I gained 25 pounds and was beginning to feel deeply saddened by my weight and just overall health. I expressed my frustration and sadness to Danny, and he simply said, "Stop eating," which is quite funny, looking back on it, because that's literally what I do now, is I just stopped eating. But the reason why he said that was because a friend of ours started to do intermittent fasting, and Danny showed me that he was getting these good results. So both of us dived in and started doing the research. Danny was super interested in OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, and I was interested in that too, but I knew my body well enough to know that I couldn't just automatically dive into OMAD. So I started off with 16.8, and then I graduated to 18.6, which is, as I explained, it's 16 hours of fasting, you're not eating, and then you have an 8-hour eating window. So that worked for me, though. I did that for a couple of weeks and found that I really enjoyed having an eating window to help restrict my overeating. And I also found that I went on because I went on a longer period of time without eating, I would get fuller faster, and I would also tend to reach for healthier food choices. Just because, and I think that might happen for a lot of people who end up doing this, is that when you don't do that, when you fast for an X amount of time, or for a longer period of time, you consciously just feel like, oh, I'm going to eat, but I don't think you're going to want to grab a pizza, just because, I never had that inclination, but as soon as it was my time to eat, my eating window came, I felt like, yeah, I would love to have a nice green smoothie right now. I want something. My whole thought process was, yeah, I'm hungry, I want to eat now, but I want something that's going to nourish me. I want something that's going to help me get healthier and feel better. So that was just my overall feeling when it came to breaking my fast. Okay, so with just those tiny results, sorry, there's a lot of traffic going on, guys. Anyway, so with just those tiny results, I decided that I was going to make New Year's resolution to do intermittent fasting for the entire year and see where that got me. I also decided to dedicate to walking every day for an hour to implement some form of exercise, which I've still been doing, and it's been going good. In my first month, for the month of January last month, I lost 10 pounds in my first month of intermittent fasting and was set on continuing this regimen. Then I came across Rachel Sharp. She is another YouTuber. She's a alternate day faster as well. She's also an intermittent alternate. You get me? Intermittent faster and also an alternate day faster. She just shared her experience with both, and I decided to see how I would like ADF for a month, for the month of February. And so far, I am on my last week. I'm on my 4th week because I started for the month of February. I'm on my 4th week of alternate day fasting, and I love it. Initially, I was like, oh, I guess we'll just try it out for the month, see how it goes. I'm probably going to continue doing it like this for the rest of the year or for the rest of my life. I don't know. I could see myself doing it for the rest of my life. It's actually quite easy. There's so many benefits aside from the health factor. I'm saving money, just not having to spend money on food every day, or I don't have to buy as much food anymore because I'm not eating as often. And even for Danny, he's basically doing OMAD, and so that's another thing. We don't have to worry about cooking lots of food or having a big meal prep every day or every week because we're both minimizing our consumption, so it works. And I'm going to continue doing this with some exceptions, of course, because I'm taking a break for spring break. I'm taking a trip, so I'll probably be eating every day, but I'm not too concerned about it just because me and Danny both agreed, because our body is used to not eating as often and not eating as much either. We both agreed that we're going to be sharing our meals together every day. On top of, I'm going to be doing intermittent fasting for that week that we're gone. I'm not going to be doing alternate day because I think it's just a waste if you go on a trip and you're not eating all the good food that's somewhere else. So I'm going to be eating every day for that week, but I'm going to still implement intermittent fasting. I'll probably be doing 16-8 or 18-6, however it works for us. So yeah, now Rachel shared that in the beginning of her alternate day fasting journey, she ate whatever she wanted, pizza, bagels, etc. And in her first month, she lost 16 pounds, which is great for her. Awesome. Kudos, girl. But I knew that if I was going to do this, I would need to have some discipline with what I ate. I have often heard the saying from a lot of YouTubers that with intermittent fasting, it has nothing to do with what you eat, but when you eat. And I do believe it's true. That is true. Because for intermittent day fasting, it has worked for me. The time frames has worked great for me. But I also feel I know my own body, and because when I first started doing the intermittent fasting, I noticed that I didn't feel as good during my fasting periods if I ate junk food, if I ate sugars, if I ate foods that were just too high in sugar, or if I ate oily foods, just those foods that can irritate your tummy. And I noticed that, or I felt that if I wanted to do this long term and feel good about myself and feel good during my fasting periods, because I didn't want to be cranky during my fasting periods, I'd have to try to nourish myself with good whole foods. And I have, for the most part. I feel I'll make another video later about what I've been eating, and I'll probably make a video about what I've been eating. I'm gonna save that for later. But so far, it's been going really, really good. I only want to weigh myself once a month, but I did weigh myself this morning just because I knew I was going to make this video. So I just finished my 3rd week of ADF. I'm starting my 4th week, or I'm in my 4th week of ADF, and I'm down to 190. I started February 1st at 199, and today I'm 190, which is great. The number is still going down, and that's the whole goal. Yeah, So, yeah, that is why I ended up, what led me to intermittent fasting and what led me to alternate day fasting was essentially Rachel Sharp. Her video was very inspiring and um, very encouraging, and I really feel this is so sustainable. Um, Something I really wanted to cover real quick was that this makes so much sense if you think about it. A lot of people keep telling me that's so excessive. You know, why would you want to stop eating every other day? Or, you know, and to me, I feel people don't want to do that just because they're trained, we're mentally trained to say, no, we have to eat every day. No, we don't. And just like people think we have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's not necessary. Not at all. So, and it's one of those things I feel once you do it, you get it. So I totally encourage anybody who's thinking of intermittent fasting or alternate day fasting. Alternate day fasting, please don't do that until you've done intermittent fasting. My personal opinion is that you should definitely work your body into going longer periods of time without food. Speaking of which, I am actually today doing a 48-hour fast just because Sunday was my normal fast day, and today I was supposed to eat. But for starters, I had a little bit of a cold, and then I kind of just wanted to see. The reason why I mentioned the cold was that I have researched and heard that doing prolonged fasting can help so much with autophagy, and then just in general, oh my gosh, what am I looking for? See, I haven't watched the videos enough to remember the terms, but it helps with autophagy, which is basically cells cleaning out your old junk cells and putting in new ones, and that can help with my immune system, I believe. I could be totally wrong right there. Sorry, I should have researched that before talking about it. Just let's pretend I didn't do it. Anyway, I am doing 48 hours right now, so I stopped eating. What is today? Monday? I stopped eating Sunday. Nope, I stopped eating Saturday night. So I'm going to eat tonight because that'll end my 48-hour fast. And because I have been having days where I don't really, when I hit my 36-hour or my 40-hour mark, I'm not hungry. So I just kind of wanted to feel what it was like and see how it felt. That I literally just said the same thing in two different sentences. Anyway, so I'll let you guys know how that goes next video. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me and listening to this. I'm going to end this video with just thank you. Thank you. That's why I started intermittent fasting and why I also am doing alternate day fasting. It has been going great. And I hope this helps anybody else who's looking into it. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one.